I'm Carl, and here we are on this fateful Oscar morning, the morning of the 2022 Oscar nominations. We've been waiting months, doing analysis for countless hours, trying to predict what's going to get nominated here. My live reactions are coming up now. Essentially, I'm just going to give you my live reactions. You'll be able to see sort of the reaction to the actual content with the screen in the bottom of the corner coming up soon, and I'm just going to sort of go through quickly at the intermission, do some of my analysis, some of my thoughts, and to hear just what my sort of live reactions are. Should be a lot of fun, so let's get to it.
Good morning, afternoon, evening. I may be in the movie capital of the world, but movies really live wherever you come together in theaters or in your homes to share great stories told on the screen. And today we celebrate that, thanks to the nearly 9,500 voting members of the Academy. They're movie makers, sure, but really movie lovers about to share the films they've loved the most this year. I hope you're doing the same with your friends and your family.
Absolutely.
Now's the time. Movie lovers unite. Let's
All
meet
right.
your announcement hosts, Tracy Ellis-Ross and Leslie Jordan.
Great host, by the way. Should be fun.
I am so excited. I went to sleep.
Oh, look, they have this great coming up
Now let's go to the
sort of
Oscars, Tracy.
thing on the side. Well, it's easy for me. Original score.
The memo. The Oscars are not tonight. They're on March 27th. This morning, we just announced the nominees.
Score, then costume design,
I never know what day it is or
then
month.
supporting actress.
But if it's not the Oscars, why are you dressed so nice?
This whole thing? This is my workout outfit, Leslie. I
Little
just
trivia.
put this on to go to cycling class in an hour. All right. This year's Oscars theme is Movie Lovers Unite. And during
Perfect.
this next
I love
half
that.
hour, we will be joined by some very special movie lovers across the country
Oh,
to help us announce some of the nominees.
Oh,
Are
okay.
you ready?
little interactivity.
Wait, I'll be right back. This outfit, it doesn't feel right for the Oscar announcement.
Okay. All right. Well, Oscar nominees in most categories are chosen by members of their respective branches, but nominees for Best Picture.
Terrific sort of Zoom quality or whatever, or I guess they're pre-recorded. It looks great.
Stay tuned to find out how this year you, the fans, will be able to get to vote for your favorite movie and movie moment featured on the Oscar telecast.
Now I'm ready. I love it. Understated and traditional.
Very much
Here's the
understated.
nominees for performance
Oh.
by an actress in a supporting role.
Oh, they were not in order. Okay.
Jessie Buckley.
Wow, The Lost Daughter. Big surprise already.
Ariana DeBose in West Side Story.
All right.
Judi Dench in Belfast.
Wow.
Kirsten Dunst in Power of the Dog.
I always thought Judi Dench, but I never. Wow, that's
Ingenue Ellis.
wow. No Rusinega, no Katrina Balfe. That's fascinating. She could have possibly won.
Nominees for achievement
Wow,
in
interesting.
costume,
Strong sign for Belfast and The Lost Daughter. Costume sign.
Cruella,
Yep.
Cyrano,
Yep. Got that one. Feel good about that one.
Dune,
Yep.
Nightmare Alley,
Yep. And
and West Side Story.
oh, West Side Story. Okay, strong showing. No House of Gucci.
My costume
Interesting.
was
Kind of a snub.
Well, maybe next year. Here are the nominees for achievement in sound. Belfast,
Oh, Belfast. Strong song showing.
Dune,
Dune. Yeah.
No Time to Die,
Yeah.
The Power of the Dog,
Yeah. And
and West Side
boom,
Story.
5 for 5. Not a lot of people had Power of the Dog or Belfast.
As part of our movie
Good signs for
lovers
both of
united
those
across the country, let's
movies.
go to
Good signs.
Troy, Michigan. Joining us are 11 healthcare professionals from
Oh, wow, okay.
hospitals. Reading the nominees is physician's assistant and fellow.
They probably gave them a dumb category like animated short.
Who loves the movie Girl Trip. Shantia, over to you.
Thank you, Tracy. Here are the nominees for Achievement in Music.
Oh.
Original score. Don't Look Up.
Oh, got that. Nicholas Bertel. Good for him.
Dune.
Yep, it's doing well.
Encanto.
Oh, Encanto. Okay.
Parallel Motherhood.
Oh, got that one. Roberto Iglesias.
The Power of the
The
Dog.
Power of the Dog. No French Dispatch. Alexander Desplat has
Thank you
sort
so
of
much, Shantia.
Disappointed a couple years in a row. No Midnight Sky, no French Dispatch. Very interesting. But I'm glad I got that Parallel Mother, sort of a little bit of an odd thing. Okay. Biggest surprise so far is Judi Dench. I mean, that was... And even... okay.
And if so, why didn't I get one? I borrowed it from your Oscar nominations gift basket.
Ah, okay.
And now...
Jokes are short, and they're going through them quickly, so I appreciate that. Adapted screenplay. Here we go.
Screenplay by Sean Hager.
Yep. Oh, Drive My Car. Wow, so it did get in. As I predicted. Dune did get in. I feel good about that because I wasn't sure about that, but...
The Lost Daughter, written by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yep. Boom! 5 for 5 on that one. Feel good. No West Side Story. That's a snub, but we kind of expected that with the BAFTA nominations. So, interesting to see. Original screenplay. Here we go. Belfast. Good. As expected. I expect this to go 5 for 5, but we'll see.
King Richard, written by Zach Baylin.
Oh, no, being the Ricardos, this is alphabetical. Oh, wow.
And the worst person in the world.
Wow! We could see a Renee nomination for Best Actress with this. Potentially even director for Joaquin Trier. Very interesting. Adapted screenplay for Worst People in the World. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, animated short. Affairs of the Heart? No. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Alright, well, 2 out of 5 animated. The shorts I just pick randomly, so let's say okay, I guess. It always hurts your overall nominations, the shorts. I hate the shorts. Here we go, live action short. Oh, The Dress, I got that. Oh, I got that. Nope. No. So 2 out of 5 again, another sort of disappointing, I guess, shorts, but I don't do any analysis on shorts. Impossible too, so I'm not going to get too worried about that.
Oh, Leslie. And now here are the nominees for performance by an actor in a supporting role.
Here we go. Supporting actor.
Hines in Belfast.
Kieran Hines, yeah. Okay, good. Strong showing for Belfast.
Kotzer in Coda.
Yeah, we knew that.
Jesse Plemons in The Power of the Dog.
Oh, Plemons.
J.K. Simmons in Being
Wow.
Warriors.
Wow, okay.
And Cody Smith-McPhee in Power of the Dog.
Power of the Dog. Wow, okay. So once again, another year of
We've got more
2 nominees. We were predicting that since the beginning. You know, was it going to be Kieran Hines, Jamie Dornan, and Katrina Balfe, Judi Dench? Turns out it was the 2 Power of the Dog actors. So strong support there from the Power of the Dog, getting Plemons in that final slot. Okay, so it looks like they're going to break. Or no, they're not.
How much fun is this?
This is the most fun I have ever had at 5:25 in the morning.
But wow. No Bradley Cooper for Licorice Pizza, I think. Slightly hurts. Jared Leto for House of Gucci cleared the Oscars and not like House of Gucci. Even if Lady Gaga gets a nomination, there's a potential of not getting in. No, there's no intermission. That was the intermission. Okay. We'll give my analysis at the end, though. I was waiting to do a little analysis, but we'll not wait and do my analysis at the very end. But interesting, of course, Worst Person in the World up, House of Gucci down, Lost Daughter up. Could be in for Maggie Gyllenhaal for director or picture potentially. Right? That's a real possibility.
Now it is time for the rest of the Oscar nominations.
Okay, so yeah, there's no intermission. Here we go. We're back at it.
At the end for Big Picture. Here are the nominees for achievement in film editing.
Editing. This is a huge, huge category.
Don't Look Up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dune. King Richard.
Oh.
The Power of the Dog. And Tick Tick Boom.
Oh, I knew Tick Tick Boom was getting nominated, but no Belfast nomination in editing. It will not win Best Picture. You heard it here first. Wow, that's fascinating. No licorice pizza, so that hurts the chances. I had 3 out of 5 there. That's big. That is big. I knew Tick Tick Boom was going to get nominated. I had that feeling. I know a lot of people didn't. I wasn't 100% sure about Don't Look Up, but I feel confident in my those predictions. Here we go. Makeup. Coming to America. Oh, I got that. Yeah. Yeah. And okay, so 5 for 5 there. Got that there. Feel good about Coming to America, not West Side Story or something.
Huge movie fan coming to us from Tampa.
Tampa.
Movie fan and a huge guy.
Then a green screen?
Well, to me, everyone is huge.
Oh, Leslie. He is a WWE
Yeah, he is big.
star who established the award-winning Thaddeus M. Bullard Academy at
Oh, terrific.
Scottsdale Magnet School.
Alright, Makeup got that right. House of Gucci got at least that, but Lady Gaga I still think should get an nominee, but in terms of winning, that's really up in the air right now because they did not like Jared Leto, they did not like it in costume design. Those are strong hits to Lady Gaga, and Belfast could be out of Best Picture. I don't think I'm going to predict it. If it didn't get editing, I can't predict it. Wow.
8th grade track star, high honor roll student Courtney Anderson, who loves the entire Twilight movie series. Courtney, take it away.
Here are the nominees for the Best Animated Feature Film.
Okay, here we go. Animated feature.
Flea,
Flea.
Luca,
Luca.
The Mitchells versus the Machines,
And
Raya.
yeah, 5 for 5 on that one. Feel good. That makes sense pretty much. Encanto probably going to win that with the original score nomination. I'd imagine it gets the best song too. The thing on the side though coming up is actually confusing me. Are they going in order? Because I can't figure that out.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Music Original.
Oh, it's going the other way. Okay.
Be Alive from King Richard.
Yep, I got that.
Dos Oruguitas from Encanto.
Yep, I got that.
Down to Joy from Belfast.
Oh, okay. I got that.
Die from No Time to Die.
Yep.
And Somehow You Do from Four.
Oh, a lot of people had that because it was Diane Warren. That was a smart prediction. I didn't go with it ultimately, so only got 3 out of 5 there. So it is what it is. Belfast, I had it at the last minute. Thought they may go harder they fall, but that's what it is. Okay, now that I know that how this works, in terms of the honorable movie, huh?
3 songs for Ben Azir.
Yep.
When we were voting.
2 out of 5 again. Once again, the shorts are a crapshoot.
Nominees for Best Documentary Feature.
Here we go. Best doc. Best doc. No. Yeah.
Attica,
No.
Flea,
Oh, Flea gets in. Wow, that's big.
Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised,
Then the rescue.
and Riding with Fire.
Oh, I got that. I got that. Nobody had that. That was 65 to 1. No one had that. Huge snub for the rescue, though. I still went 4 for 5. Fascinating stuff. Wow, Riding with Fire was my long shot to win. I was very confident in that. Glad to see Riding with Fire get in there. If you follow the trail, you could figure that out. Fascinating stuff. Of course, Diane Warren got nominated. Why didn't I think that? That was stupid. I should figure that out. All right, here, VFX. Dune, just cleaning up Palace as expected. Free Guy. No Time to Die. Shang-Chi. And Spider-Man. So no Godzilla, which is a little bit surprising. No Matrix. Free Guy, I always had a feeling. But it didn't even get nominated, I don't think, at the Visual Effects Society. It did very poorly there. But I guess there's enough support generally in the Academy of that movie. I think that was a well-liked movie. So sometimes that matters too. But Spider-Man, hey, Best Picture? we'll see. Cinematography, okay.
Dune.
Yep. Dune, just cleaning up.
Mare Alley.
No.
The Power of the Dog. The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Yeah.
And West Side Story.
Oh, I got West Side Story. So no Belfast. Interesting. But you knew still got in, which I predicted. Production design. Dune, here we go. Nightmare Alley, yeah.
The Power of the Dog.
No.
The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Yeah.
And West Side Story.
Yeah, okay, 4 for 5. So French Dispatch they really didn't like. Interesting to see. Power of the Dog that was still overperforming in a production design, will overperform in these categories, getting in the editing, getting in for sound. It is 2 nominations for supporting actor. It is really clearing its way ahead. It's going to win Best Picture. Wow. International feature. Here we go. Gonna be fun. Yes. Flea with the first 3-time nominees. Great for that. No. Oh, I heard about that movie, yeah. So no A Hero, no Asghar Farhadi. Very interesting. Disappointing because that movie's terrific. And I always had sort of the 100-to-1 odds for I'm Your Man. Hope that would get in. But I always heard about that Yak movie. You hear about these things these last couple of days you should keep aware of. That was one of the movies I heard. What about this Yak movie? I guess it's sort of connected. Oh, Juilliard. Right? Or like a... Oh, Chadwick Boseman School of Fine Arts. Oh, terrific. That's great. Well done. Oh, here we go. These are the big ones now. Here we go. Best Actress, Actor, Director, Picture. Here we go. Actor. Oh, again, the Chadwick Boseman School. That makes sense. Very well done.
On behalf of the students who are with us today is a senior who's receiving his BFA in acting, John Woods III.
The nominees for performance by an actor in a leading role are Javier Bardem in Being the Movie,
Wow, okay.
Benedict Cumberbatch in The Power of the Dog,
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Garfield in Tick, Tick, Boom,
Yeah.
Will Smith in King Richard,
Okay, no surprise there.
and Denzel Washington.
Yeah, okay, so it was a sci-fi for 5. It doesn't always happen. I tried to go out on the out and try to go for Leonardo DiCaprio, but it was Javier. The acting categories have been a little bit not as terrific for me this year because there's been a couple of surprises. But let's see about actors. I think this will be surprising.
Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of
Good for her. She's been campaigning for a long time.
Olivia Colman in The Lost Daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Penelope Cruz in Parallel Mothers.
Wow. Nicole Kidman? No Nicole Kidman?
Nicole Kidman
Oh, no, okay.
in Being the Ricardos.
Oh, Gaga. No.
And Kristen Stewart.
Wow. They did not like House of Gucci. We thought Lady Gaga could potentially even win for Best Picture. And now she's not even getting nominated. Wow. House of Gucci snub across the board. That stinks for them. Directing.
Kenneth Branagh.
Branagh gets in for Belfast.
Ryusuke Hamaguchi.
Hey, that was my long shot. I got that one.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah.
Licorice Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog.
Dune?
And Steven Spielberg.
Wow, no Denis for Dune. That's... How do you nominate for all... It's going to win so many Oscars, and it's not going to get in for director. Wow. Okay, still 4 for 5. Best Picture. Here we go. Belfast.
Laura Berwick, Kenneth Branagh.
There's a lot of things to talk about. We'll do that in just a second.
Producers.
Coda. Philippe Rousselet.
Yeah.
Fabrice Giaffermi and Patrick Wachsberger, producers.
Don't Look Up, Adam McKay and Kevin Mendes.
So no Tragedy of Macbeth. I don't think. Maybe. Wow. Drive My Car. Best Picture. Wow. That's... Wow.
Dune, Mary Parrott, Denis Villeneuve, and Cale Boyter. Producers.
King Richard. Tim White, Trevor White, and Will Smith, producers.
Licorice Pizza, Sarah Murphy, Adam Sumner, Paul Thomas Anderson, producers.
Nightmare Alley.
Oh, wow. Nightmare Alley surprise.
J. Miles Dale and Bradley Cooper, producers.
Power of the Dog.
Power of the Dog.
West Side Story?
Champion, Tanya Sega.
Wow. Unless...
Tanya Segachian, sorry, Emil Sherman, Ian Canning.
Bradley Cooper with gets a nomination here. It's just something.
And West Side Story.
All right, 8 for 10 there. I thought Tragedy of Macbeth or Tick, Tick, Boom. Fascinating to see Nightmare Alley and Drive My Car. Kind of makes sense in terms of the nominations, the surprise for cinematography for Nightmare Alley. But I thought when it didn't get into PGA, it was sort of out for its chances. But I'm glad because that's a terrific movie. I'm glad Nightmare Alley got nominated. Okay, they have Reese Feldman, professional film enthusiast. lobbyist for the Academy. I don't know. We're not going to listen to him because he seems like a nice guy, but I'm going to do my own analysis here, and this is not the Oscar nominations. So let's just go through some of these categories. We'll do this way. So Best Picture, like I just mentioned, fascinating stuff, Nightmare Alley. The big, huge thing is Drive My Car. I mean, we're clearly seeing the international influence every year. We've seen these director nominations, but to see a Best Picture nomination from a movie like Drive My Car, and for the movie to really be not distributed by a major distributor really is indicative of something. I mean, you really have to have strong critical support, which it did have, but that was a big thing for me. Best Director, West Side Story getting in was not a huge surprise. I mean, none of the 5 were huge surprises, but the big sort of snub obviously being Denis Villeneuve for Dune. That's a bit of a shame for me, just because you're talking about a movie that got how many nominations? It could win like 6 or 7 Oscars. Seriously, you could say maybe it's a hit against Dune, maybe not win in all categories, which I think is possible, but how do you not nominate that when the movie's so celebrated technically? Difficult to say. Best Actor, kind of seemingly the SAG 5, which makes sense. I went with Leonardo DiCaprio just because they don't always go for 5 for 5, but that's what happened there. Best Actress, like I mentioned, the huge surprise being Noah House of Gucci from Lady Gaga. Who got that other nomination? Oh, Penelope Cruz. So not a huge surprise in terms of the snub there, but Lady Gaga, we thought after that BAFTA nomination, she could be the only one that wins Best Picture. So this actress race is still up in the air. Kristen Stewart ultimately gets in for Spencer. I guess you could say Nicole Kidman for being the Ricardos because it did sort of overperform, but it didn't get in for Best Picture either. So maybe not entirely. Maybe Olivia Colman because there's some Lost Daughter support. That category is really up in the air. Then we have Best Supporting Actor. This was a big surprise early on. Kieran Hines, we expected to get in and got in. Same with Cody McPhee and Troy Kotzer. And once again, for like the, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 21. Yeah, so 5 years in a row we've had 2 people nominated from the same movie in the same category. So, 2 people from The Favorite, 2 people from Judas and the Black Messiah, which was a surprise last year. And then this year there was a surprise. So I think maybe for next year we have to keep in mind there could be a surprise where there's going to be these sort of 2 battling people getting nominated. And this year it was Jesse Plemons and Cody Smith McPhee. Ultimately, personally, I'm glad Jesse Plemons got nominated just because he's one of those actors that's been doing it for so long and has been a terrific actor in so many movies, so many times. So I'm glad he finally got some recognition. No Cooper in Licorice Pizza, but he did get a nomination in Picture, so that's something. And ultimately, Leto missing out in House of Gucci. They really didn't like House of Gucci. I mean, a total snub for there. That was sort of the big surprise for me. I thought I was going to get 3 nominations, ended up getting none. So maybe that's indicative that the SAG, which was so supportive of that movie, maybe has less importance. We've talked about SAG merging with AFTRA, so another SAG-AFTRA, so they're not always sort of Academy members, and maybe that prestige of the Academy wouldn't appreciate that kind of a movie. So hard to tell how much SAG is going to have an influence, but then they put us on the lead of a couple other things. Supporting Actress, Ingenue, Ariana, Kirsten makes all sense. Then we have Judi Dench instead of Katrina Balfe for Belfast, which is what I was predicting since day one. I was always like, Judi Dench has this sort of smaller role. She is sort of that lovable grandmother figure, but she didn't get in anywhere. But then ultimately she does get at the Oscars because that's her sort of bread and butter. And then Ruth Negga for Passing, I was never confident in. I just didn't know who else to put. So then getting a Jessie Buckley here for The Lost Daughter was fascinating, just to see her get nominated, like Jesse Plemons. I think Jesse's also a terrific actress that deserves to be nominated. What are they saying now?
March 27th on ABC.
Okay, yeah, so nothing more exciting. Original screenplay, nothing huge except no being the Ricardos. I was surprised actually no being the Ricardos. What got in instead? We're at the point where all this happened so quickly. Right, the worst person in the world. That was a surprise. So no being the Ricardos, maybe, who knows if Nicole Kidman, kind of surprised that being the Ricardos, Aaron Sorkin doesn't get in for screenplay, but then someone like a Javier Bardem gets in for actor. But it didn't get in for picture, so there's a concern there. So yeah, interesting to see the worst person in the world get in for screenplay. That was kind of a surprise. I thought maybe Renee would get in for actress. But then clearly, whether it be worst person in the world for original screenplay, Lost Daughter, or Drive My Car for adapted, even coded to a certain extent. We're seeing these sort of international movies with subtitles do well in these screenplay categories. That's something to keep in mind for the future. Adapted, I went 5 for 5. Real no surprises there, except for West Side Story, which we didn't totally expect. Editing was a little bit of a surprise. It was like Licorice Pizza or King Richard. They went with King Richard as a little bit more of a popular movie, which I think bold sign for someone like a Will Smith. Seems to sort of lock himself in. Licorice Pizza's best chances are out, but the big thing for me is no Belfast. Let me just make sure I've read that right. Yeah, no Belfast. And the thing is, no movie, except for one movie in the 21st century, has ever won Best Picture without a Best Editing nomination, and that was for Birdman, which was a movie that seemed like it had no editing. So there's very little chance I will predict Belfast. It does have that sort of crowd-pleasing element. Maybe it'll break the Oscar rule this year, but man, that's a tough one to go by. Don't Look Up, I always had this thought. I'm glad Tick, Tick, Boom got in there because I expected it to get nominated. So not a huge surprise there, except for the big Belfast. And to me, the Best Picture contenders right now, based on everything, is like The Power of the Dog, and I guess King Richard, technically. But Don't Look Up, I guess, maybe, but I don't know. This is like The Power of the Dogs to lose, in my opinion. This is like almost like Nomadland last year. Okay, Cinematography won 4 for 5. They went with Nightmare Alley instead of Belfast, which kind of makes sense given its Best Picture nominee, but once again, sort of a slight to Belfast. Animated went 5 for 5. Doc, The Rescue, very surprising. You know, it's a terrific film, and I thought that would resonate with the Academy, maybe even a potential spoiler to win, but it seems like this is Summer of Souls movie to win. And ultimately, Writing with Fire, this movie that no one heard of. What? 65 to 1 odds, 71 odds. I predicted it. I got it right. I was confident in that movie. If you were looking at the trail marks, that's why you sort of follow this channel. You look at the trail marks. Writing with Fire makes a lot of sense. Costume design here. No House of Gucci was a sort of indicative surprise, but not a huge surprise because it still went to West Side Story. I'm glad I got the sort of Cyrano nod or the Nightmare Alley nod. Production, that's the thing, Dune didn't really sort of snub anywhere except for director. So strange. Production design went 4 for 5 here. Instead of French Dispatch, they went with The Power of the Dog. So once again, another sort of benefit to someone like The Power of the Dog because that is sort of overperformed in this category. It does make sense in retrospect, but I thought French Dispatch, man, they just really like that movie. And sometimes with House of Gucci or The French Dispatch, we have to learn that sometimes they just don't like the movie. Makeup, I went 5 for 5. Visual effects, I went 3 for 5. At the time, I said Free Guy, maybe. It was going to be a bit of a surprise in terms of its overall support. I knew it had overall support, but didn't even get in at Visual Effects Society, so I sort of wrote it off there. And then both Shang-Chi and Spider-Man, we don't always see 2 Marvel movies. Spider-Man, only the 1 nomination. He didn't even get in for Best Sound. Speaking of Best Sound, I went 5 for 5 there. Score, 4 for 5. Once again, almost every year I've been betting on Alexander Desplat, but after disappointing nominations, not getting in for The Midnight Sky and not getting in for French Dispatch, I think he's losing a little bit of his charm. I do think he'll probably need to be in a Best Picture somewhat contender for me to nominate him again, because of this sort of surprise here. And then who did it go to? Encanto, which is not a huge surprise, but that movie probably will win Best Animated Film now pretty definitively. I got the top 3 songs. Mad at myself that I didn't pick the Diane Warren one. I should have known, but I thought maybe Respect and The Hard They Fall felt a little bit more traditional. Even had Belfast Down to Joy at one point, switched at the last minute. Anyways, that's a bummer. International film was a bit of a surprise too. 3 out of 5. Flea sort of got in at all 3. I haven't mentioned that yet, but that was a terrific accomplishment for Flea, for a terrific movie. I'm Your Man thought was a bit of a sort of out there pick. I didn't go with that. The sort of big surprise was replacing a hero for Yak in the Classroom. What was it? Let me make sure I got the Luana, a Yak in the Classroom, which was sort of a very charming film. I haven't seen it yet, and you heard a lot of buzz before it happened, but that's it. The shorts, I went 2 for 5 on every single one because I'm guessing. So I don't really will include the shorts in my categories just because they're not very indicative of a true skill, or most people actually don't even nominate them. I just do it just for fun predictions. I'll calculate my total score in the comments down below, but please do let me know your thoughts on the Lady Gaga surprise and all these different sort of Power of the Dog, maybe solidifying its lead. Denis Villeneuve, that's personally probably the biggest personal sort of nomination that I'm glad it got. Probably would be Jesse Plemons for The Power of the Dog. I thought he was terrific in that movie, and he's a terrific actor and well overdue for at least a nomination. And then probably the biggest snub, I think, is Denis Villeneuve for Dune, which I think maybe directed the best movie of the year, and what he did with that movie looks like no other movie, frankly. So we're seeing trends develop over these years. International trends once again sort of comes up. The dual nominations from supporting, A little bit of the prestige of the Academy always still exists, not wanting to nominate sort of a low movie like House of Gucci, or wanting to nominate a movie like Drive My Car instead, which has the critical appreciation. Fascinating to see, and we'll have to adjust our nominations every year. Don't stay, please stay around, because I'm going to give my predictions as to what I think is going to win now. And there's a lot of categories: Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, even Best Supporting Actress. I think is still up for grabs. All these interesting categories. Best Picture, I think, is maybe the power of the dog, but who knows? We'll have to see. And that's why you're going to subscribe to this channel. Follow up every single week for those predictions. We've got about a month and a bit left till the Oscars. So until next time, stay tuned.